Warning: the following video contains information about the murder and actions of a heinous and depraved individual. Viewer discretion is advised.
The young man was lost and on the phone to his parents. They heard him cuss. He was never heard from or seen again. Hello true crime fans and welcome to Behind the Yellow Tape. Imagine the sound of your child's voice steady and calm, tethering them to the world of the living for 47 minutes, only for that link to be severed by a two-word expletive and a sudden deafening silence. On the 14th of May 2008, Brandon Swanson didn't just vanish into the Minnesota night, he walked into a void that has never breathed a word of his whereabouts. 19-year-old Brandon was celebrating the end of the spring semester at Minnesota West Community and Technical College. On his way home to Marshall, his Chevy Lumina slid into a ditch. It was a minor inconvenience, or so it seemed. He called his parents, Brian and Annette, and stayed on the line as he began to walk towards what he believed were the lights of Lind, Minnesota. For nearly an hour, his parents listened to the sound of his footsteps crunching through the gravel and the brush. Then at 2:30 a.m, Brandon shouted, "Oh shit." The line remained open, but Brandon was gone. The darkness of rural Lyon County is absolute. In the spring, the earth is a patchwork of jagged, tiled soil and freezing, swollen waterways. When the search began, investigators realised a chilling truth. Brandon wasn't near Lind. He was 25 miles away, near the town of Taunton. He had been navigating a landscape he didn't recognise, guided by lights that may have been nothing more than the cruel glow of a distant farmstead. The journalistic reality of this case is found in the physical toll of that environment. If Brendan fell into the Yellow Medicine River, the biological consequences would have been visceral. The water in mid-May is barely above freezing. Upon entering the water, the body undergoes cold shock, which is an involuntary gasp that, if the head is submerged, fills the lungs with icy, silt-heavy water. This triggers a rapid loss of motor control. Muscle seize, finger turn to useless wood, and the struggle to climb a muddy, crumbling bank becomes a physical impossibility. If he survived the water, he faced the slow, agonising onset of hypothermia. As the core temperature drops, the brain begins to malfunction. There is a phenomenon known as paradoxical undressing, where the victim, feeling a false sensation of burning heat as their blood vessels dilate for the last time, strips off their clothes in the freezing wind. They may also engage in what is known as terminal burrowing, a primal instinct to crawl into a small, unclosed space, a drainage pipe, a thicket of brush, or a hole in the earth, to die. Search dogs later picked up a scent that led to the edge of the river, but no body, no clothing, and no mobile phone were ever recovered. The earth essentially swallowed him. Every year, the spring thaw reveals the secrets of the previous winter, yet Brandon Swanson remains a ghost in the machinery of the Minnesota plains. The silence on the other end of that phone line wasn't just a technical glitch. It was the sound of a young life being extinguished by an unforgiving landscape that refuses to give up its dead. Thank you for listening today, and remember, stay behind the yellow tape.